Heidi Toteman gave me a question recently that I get quite often. She is considering becoming a real estate agent as her career. Heidi says, "Where do I start? Do I need a certification? Do you have to go to school for it? What's the pros and cons? Just anything to help. I need to better myself for me and my family." Now, after I answered some of these questions in a quick step-by-step guide on how to become a real estate agent, I'm going to answer these questions in a no bullcrap way so you know whether or not becoming a real estate agent is for you or not. But first, let's start with my step-by-step guide. Step 1, complete a pre-licensing course of 120 hours. Step 2, submit your completion certificate to the Division of Real Estate alongside your BCI background check. Step 3, find a sponsoring real estate broker. Perry Real Estate would love to have you here. Step 4, when you receive approval from the state, you then take your test to get licensed at an approved testing facility. Step 5, not required, but most agents opt to become a member of the National Association of Realtors by paying their local member dues. So let's break these steps down a little more, starting with step 1. Complete a pre-licensing course of 120 hours. Yes, you must take real estate classes. To do this, you can do what most agents do and sign up for online courses by Hondros College on hondros.com. You can also enroll in real estate classes at your local community college. Most community colleges offer this program. Now, I recommend hondros.com because it's self-paced. Packages for these courses range from $1,399 to $1,799. I highly recommend getting a package with the crammer. This test is pretty tricky. Also, as a bit of a side note, you can apply to the Division of Real Estate for a loan to pay for these courses. But given the credit requirements, and given that you have to pay this loan back within 12 months, the unpredictable pay of real estate, most agents go ahead and pay for these courses out of pocket. But it is an option if you want it. So let's move on to step 2. Submit your completion and your BCI background to the Division of Real Estate in your application for testing. You can usually get a BCI background check at your local sheriff department. But if you've opted for the hondros.com online classes, they are now offering services that will help guide you through the background process. Step 3, finding a sponsoring broker. Now, I have to tell you, I looked into becoming a real estate agent multiple times before I was approached by a friend of mine that's connected to a local brokerage. And this requirement scared me. It made me feel like this was an old boys club that I had no hope of getting inside, that I had to know someone on the inside to become a member of this exclusive club. But what I found out is that could be furthest from the truth. Here at Perry Real Estate, we have an open invitation to anyone who's thinking about becoming a real estate agent. And most other brokerages operate in a similar fashion. And I'll explain a little bit more about that later. For now, let's move on to step 4. Receive your approval from the state and schedule your test. For me, this was just an email they sent me with an approval number and testing facilities. You can usually just click the link and schedule your test, or take your approval number and give them a call. Step 5, becoming a realtor. To use the term realtor means that you are a member of the nationwide cooperative network known as the National Association of Realtors. This is not a requirement to become a real estate agent, but most agents decide to become a member because, well, it's just easier when you have your friends to help. And that's exactly how I would describe the NAR. It's a network of brokers and agents that help you buy and sell real estate for your clients through what's known as the multiple listing service. They offer conflict resolution to keep us out of court when things between agents go really bad. They offer amazing education opportunities that keep your license in good order and meet your continued education requirements. Not to mention, they're considered the authority on property values across the entire nation. So gaining access to the information they've collected is hard to put a price on. The cost of becoming a member of the board varies depending on your locality. Personally, my local board costs me about $600 in member dues, and there is a monthly MLS fee. Okay, so now that we've got the step-by-step guide out of the way, let's add all this up and find out what it's going to cost for you to become a real estate agent. And please remember, these are approximate numbers and will vary by your location. The real estate courses cost between $1,399 and $1,799. A BCI background check is about $30. The testing fee will be another $50. Board dues will equal approximately $600, bringing the total investment between $2,079 and $2,479. Now, when you compare this to what it costs to get other licenses, it's really not that expensive, especially if you turn out to be really good at selling real estate. Now let's get to the part you've been waiting for. The pros and cons of real estate and my no bullcrap advice. Now I'm a get the bad news out of the way first kind of guy. So the bad news? Research shows 80% or 8 out of 10 real estate agents fail or quit within the first year of becoming a real estate agent. Why? It's feast or famine. Real estate is an outside sales position. There's no hourly pay. There's no salary. You either perform or you don't get paid. Make no mistake about it. When you decide to become a real estate agent, you are entering into a startup business. It's from ground up, from lead generation, prospecting, advertising, all the way down to your own accounting. Most agencies offer support, but at the end of the day, in real estate, you're either going to put up or give up. And that's not what a lot of people expect that they're getting into. Some agents use third-party apps to generate leads, but that's a game of money. And as a new agent, you may not have a lot of money to invest in third-party applications. Unlike a lot of positions, this is not like you get a license, get hired onto a company, and then start collecting a paycheck every week. Despite having a background in multimedia and marketing, I worked 40-hour weeks and another job for 6 months before cashing my first commission check. That's not even getting into the amount of competition in the market. In a lot of markets, there's so many real estate agents that many people already know one. They have a brother, a cousin, or an in-law that's already an agent. And that's difficult as a new agent. There's no amount of advertising that can overcome that kind of competition. You're going to have to be really creative and think of ways to really add value to your clients. Now that we got all the bad stuff out of the way, let's talk about the good news. Studies suggest that real estate is a game of longevity. The longer you're in it, the better off you'll be. Though most agents are in and out in a year, those that stick around tend to do really good for themselves. And the really cool thing about real estate is that your income potential is limitless. Real estate professionals on average make 25% more than all other workers. And remember, there's no cap on how much you can make. Many of our nation's millionaires come from the real estate industry, and many agents have created entire teams, sometimes with other agents, secretaries, and assistants, and they've created a business that is a well-oiled money-making machine. Another advantage to real estate is that you get to set your own schedule and make your own rules. Remember, you're a business owner now. Real estate has undoubtedly added value to my life. Before I got into real estate, I was interviewing place after place, position after position, and getting turned down because I lacked experience. Gaining some deals under my belt, advertising, and networking through real estate has been great for me. My broker has added value to my life beyond the closing table. Not all brokers are going to do what mine has. She's given me a great office, allowed me to work with my kids through the pandemic, and just been an overall plus for my life. Real estate is now a part of my identity in the community, which brings me to my advice. Real estate is not for everyone, but it is for some people. Many mothers and fathers who have a spouse that make a consistent income use real estate as a way to contribute income to the family. The flexibility of it offers a great opportunity to some people who don't need to work but want to work. This is the key. I once watched hours and hours of content on investing in the stock market. The one thing that I heard over and over and over again was to make sure you put yourself in a financial position of power. What does that mean? Well, it means don't gamble money that you're not willing to lose. If you're going to get into real estate, my advice is at first, make sure you're not dependent upon it for an income. This will give you the ability and the freedom to really grow this thing as a business. If you're dependent upon real estate in the beginning to pay your bills, you may be putting you and your family in an irresponsible financial position. And if you do catch fire and start selling real estate like crazy, the going rule is to make sure you have a consistent 6-month sales history. Make sure you have at least 6 months of proven sales history before making the leap to this full time. This is why many real estate agents decide to get into things like flipping houses, buying rentals, or property management. So in summary, let's answer Heidi's questions. Where do I start? Signing up on Hondros.com for their online classes, or go to your local community college. Do I need a certification? No, you don't need a certification, but you do need a license. The difference being a certification is generally given by an education institution or a trade organization. A license is provided by the state and is regulated by continuing education. Do you have to go to school for it? Yes, you do. 120 hours of coursework. What's the pros and cons? A lot of people fail, but the people that don't do really good. It's flexible and it can give you a great platform to leap from. Heidi says, just anything to help. I need to better myself and my family. Hopefully this video has given you that help. I hope you decide to invest in yourself and swing for the fences. And a few things I want you to remember. Number 1, Perry Real Estate has a home for you if you need a broker to sponsor you. And number 2, I'm the guy you hire when you want to find a buyer.